We definitely have some things to talk about, so why waste any time? Let's talk about what happened on Monday rather than on Sunday. On Monday, the Bills benched EJ Manuel for Kyle Orton. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. I'm going to give you my thoughts, but I really want to hear your thoughts. And I know it's later in the week, a couple days after this happened, but I want to hear your thoughts. Just so you know, guys, my Twitter account handle is the same as my user account for these videos on YouTube, at GTORLONE. That's it. And that's pretty much all I talk about on Twitter is the Bills. So, and I answer just about everybody because I only have about 400 or so followers. So I'd like to get that number up. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the Bills games, during the games, on what might happen elsewhere, like with Manuel Orton, things like that, coaching, all that stuff. Talk about it. But like I said, the Bills benched Manuel for Orton. What's your thought? I don't necessarily agree with it, but I get it. I mean, EJ's still only 6-8 in his first 14 games. Is that horrible from a rookie? I know he's not technically a rookie, but he's only played 14 games. The Bills are 6-8 in those games. And one game he didn't finish against Cleveland, and they were leading when he was out of the game. So, but does it feel like he's regressed? I would say that in the last two games, yeah, it sort of feels like he's regressed. The accuracy isn't there. It's really suffering as a result of the pressure coming up the middle. I think that might be the thing on film that teams have found. Hey, you get pressure up the middle with stunt packages and weird, awkward blitzes, and EJ just can't handle it. He just eludes the pocket. He's shifty. He's very elusive. But, he panics a little bit. And I think that has been evident the past two games. Not so much the first two, but definitely against Houston and definitely against San Diego. That has been the case. The offense has suffered as a result. And, like I said, his accuracy has suffered as well. And that was one of his question marks coming into the league was, how accurate is he with the football? We know he's good on his feet. We know he has a nice, not that strong of an arm, but he's got the guy can throw the football. He's got good legs, and, is he going to be accurate? He's got good leadership qualities, accuracy. And it's kind of head-scratching to me how we've gotten to this point. It's only week 5, and we've gotten to the point of we're benching the quarterback. We're 2-2. We're leading the division. We benched our quarterback. It's different. Like I said, I get it, though. The AFC East is wide open, guys. So you have to look at whether or not the team is frustrated, the coaches are frustrated with what EJ's been putting out there the past 2 weeks. Because I have been. Sure. Am I ready to give up on EJ? No. But am I frustrated with the way he's played? Absolutely. So do you change the quarterback? That's one route you can go, especially when the division is as wide open as it is. Is Kyle Orton the best option? Well, he's what you got. We'll talk about Kyle Orton in a second. I just don't think we would be having this discussion, maybe not having this discussion, if defensive pass interference was called against Woods on Manuel's last interception. After all that had gone wrong, EJ had played like garbage most of the game, if not the entire game. Granted, his receivers had some drops. I don't care if the pass was behind him, whatever, they dropped the ball. I know he was missing things, but they dropped the football, cost the team yards, possible first downs. Watkins was one of them. But after all that had gone wrong, there he is with a minute and a half, maybe a little bit less to go, at the 40-yard line of Houston, driving the Bills for a chance to win on the road. After he had made mistakes, pick 6 to Watt, sacked a couple times, bad throws, inaccurate throws. There he is trying to win a game. Is that throw there to Woods? No. Would not have thrown that seam pass to Woods. I think it's pretty much the same play that they ran against Chicago, that Woods went up and grabbed like this and brought it down. Was not there. Was Kareem Jackson boxing out Robert Woods? Absolutely. And that's a joke. You can't miss that call. I hate when people complain about the refs. I hate it. And for 58 minutes, I was not complaining about the refs. You want to call the one against Gilmore? Fine. The illegal contact. You want to call stuff against McKelvin? Fine. I get it. But you cannot miss that call with the game on the line like that. Woods has no chance at even making a play on that ball because Kareem Jackson is literally boxing him out without even looking back to the football. That's a joke. It made me mad. And we were robbed of that chance to see what EJ Manuel is made of, to see what kind of character he has. There he is, playing like crap the whole game, coming back. Can he win this football game after just playing like trash the whole time? He had the chance. He should have had the ball 1st and 10 at like the 25 with a minute to go. Plenty of time. I don't think they had any timeouts, but that's plenty of time to go 25 yards. And we were robbed of that chance. And if we score a touchdown there, there's no way he gets benched. Maybe not no way, but there's a very, very, very good chance he doesn't get benched. And that sucks. That sucks. For EJ, it sucks for us fans. It sucks. But we're playing the Lions this week, and the Lions are going to bring pressure up the middle regardless, because we know they have Sue and Fairley, which I'll talk about again later. And EJ's really struggling against the blitz up the middle, or against a blitz at least. I just read that his QBR, and that's out of 100, not the standard quarterback rating, this is the ESPN one. His QBR is 53.2 against the blitz last season. This year, 2.3. 2.3. What's the reason for this? Is the offensive line play that poor? I know it's been bad. Sierra Richardson, Chris Williams, not good players. Richardson might be. I like Richardson. But Chris Williams is not a good player. Richardson's struggling with J.J. Watt. Chantrell Henderson's struggling with J.J. Watt. It's just... And the guard play has just not been good. Eric Pierce is not a guard. We know that. Looks bad on screen passes. That's why screen passes aren't working. Strictly because Eric Pierce is not a guard. At least to that direction. He can't make the play. He can't get out there. He's strong. He's got strong feet, but he's not good on them. The Watt pick six, by the way, was that the plan? I know that EJ made that read pre-snap. Decided, hey, throwing this ball to Jackson. Even though Watkins is wide open on the left side. Didn't look. That's where he should go with the football, but didn't look. That's a bad decision by him. You can't make that decision pre-snap. Fred admitted that he said it was something they saw and thought they could get away with. But nobody touches J.J. Watt. Nobody. He just runs in free. Manuel throws it. He tips it to himself. Nobody. Not Chantrell, not Pierce, not a tight end. Nobody touches him. That's the plan. Let J.J. Watt run free. Come on. Okay, I got that out. Kyle Orton's our quarterback this week. What does Kyle Orton bring? Experience? Absolutely. Leadership? I guess. Ability? Sure. I think Kyle Orton has a better chance of giving us an intermediate passing game, which we don't really seem to have with Manuel. Can he hit tight ends up the seam? Can he throw it to a spot? Yes. Is he more accurate? I don't know. He only completes 59% of his passes for his career. He's got more touchdowns and interceptions. That's good. He's a perfect 35 for 35. Is it 35 and 35? Sorry, 35 and 35 as a starter. Perfect 500. So what are we getting? Are we getting Fitz all over again? Is that kind of what it feels like? Because that's kind of what it feels like to me. This is a guy who got Denver to 6-0. They fell to 8-4. They finished 8-8. Fitz got the Bills to 3-0. They fell to 5-2. Right? 5-2. They finished 7-9. Or 6-10. They finished 6-10. Is that sort of what it feels like? Because that's kind of what it feels like. But I'm willing to give Kyle Orton a chance. Because the year he went 6-0 with Denver, and the one that I just referenced, he completed 62% of his passes. He threw for 3,800 yards, 21 touchdowns, 12 picks. That's okay with me. I don't really know what happened there. Brandon Marshall had 100 catches for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Can he do that again? I would take that. Can he turn Sammy Watkins into his Brandon Marshall? That's what I want to see him do. But, he's only started one game since 2011. That year I talked about was 5 years ago. He ultimately got benched for Tim Tebow in 2010 after they went 3-10. But is that his fault? Because they were 13th in offense that year, Denver was. They were dead last on defense. Dead last. He turned Brandon Lloyd into the league's leading receiver that year, and they were horrible. Jabbar Gaffney was also well. Can Jabbar Gaffney be Robert Woods? Can can Brandon Marshall be Sammy Watkins? Sure. He had that 1-2 punch of like Moreno and Buckhalter and Moreno. Like, could that be Spiller and Jackson? Sure. Why not? In that season where they were 3-10, Orton had 20 touchdowns and 9 picks. They were just bad on defense. And the Bills aren't bad on defense. So, I'm a fan of the Buffalo Bills. And whoever plays quarterback for the Bills, they have my support. I'm going to the game. I am going to Detroit this Sunday to root for Kyle Orton and the Buffalo Bills. If you're going to the game, hit me up. I'll be in section 135. I'll be there. Going with a group of 12. It's going to be awesome. What does Detroit bring? The best defense in the league. By 20 yards per game. Detroit is the best defense in the league by 20 yards over the next closest team. They average 267 total yards against per game. Second against the pass, 6th against the run. That's tough. Especially when you have a new quarterback coming in. Do I have faith in Kyle Orton to pick up the offense? Like, as far as an understanding point goes, yes, absolutely I do. But Sue and Fairley and Ansah, DeAndre Levy is a good linebacker. A little bit nervous about that. We know about their offense. The Lions are 12th in offense, 7th in passing, 26th against the run. Just read a couple of minutes ago that Calvin Johnson might not play, that they might consider holding him out to get his ankle healthy, kind of like the Bills did last year with Spiller. That would be sweet. Golden Tate got hurt in practice, but he looks like he's going to play. Joique Bell, just now, it's Friday, just now got cleared for contact, so I don't think he's going to play. Looks like it's going to be Reggie Bush. I mean, if it's just Reggie Bush and Matt Stafford and Golden Tate, guys, I'm giving the advantage to the Bills with the pass rush, even without Kyle Williams, who's doubtful, Nigel Bradham, who's doubtful. I'm calling it a wash, at least. If Matt Stafford is without Calvin Johnson, he's no way in hell the same quarterback. No way. So I guess my prediction for this game would really rest on Calvin Johnson playing. Because look, Sal Capaccio put out a great stat, and he referenced it. It was from an ESPN guy. Matt Stafford's last 11 fourth quarters. The last 11 times he's played in the fourth quarter, completes 42% of his passes, has 4 more interceptions than touchdowns. His QBR out of 100 is 10. Go get that guy. Keep that game close. Stafford might give it to you. Keep Orton protected. He doesn't have the elusiveness of EJ. We know that. He needs to stand and deliver. Protection has to be there. Run the ball. They've been pretty 50-50 on first down, almost 50-50 on second down. The Bills have only run the ball 9 times on third down all season. Sal Capaccio just put that out. And they throw the ball like crazy. I want to be in situations where we can run the ball on third down. Especially because Orton hasn't taken a hit since last year. Needs to stay upright. Kyle Orton, as you remember, played for Dallas last year. Lost that game to Philly to get them in the playoffs. But he threw for 358 yards. Dez had a good game. Witten had a good game. He did throw 2 picks. They were pretty bad. But let's see. I'm going to make 2 predictions, guys. If Calvin Johnson plays, the Bills lose 31-20. If Calvin Johnson doesn't play, the Bills win 23-21. 23-21 if Calvin doesn't play, Bills win. 31-20 Lions if Calvin does play. That's how much he makes a difference. That's how much. Guys, thanks for coming this far in the video. I want to hear your thoughts. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on the YouTube comments. Let's talk about it. I'm going to the game Sunday. Pretty pumped about it. I'll talk to you next week. And as always, Go Bills!